Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ninth episode of Virtually Redundant. Not even going to say lighthearted because it's not. It's just a podcast about thingamajigs. I'm not even going to bother talk about what's planned today because we're just going to go off the rails and it's not going to work out the way I think it is. My name is Daniel, and I am joined by
Brokeback Mountain, yeah.
Brokeback Mountain Connor and feed flavored soda Darren. Before I ask you guys how your week been, I know what Darren's going to do. You know what Darren's going to do, but let's just see what Darren's going to do. How was your week, boys?
Is that a cue for me or Darren?
It's for sorry, 1 second.
It's for 1 second. Oh God.
1 second. Sorry, podcast listeners. I'm being interrupted by somebody, and I will be right back in 5 seconds. No,
He's off to do his loan application.
oh, right. No, that's an inside joke, so viewers won't get it. No, I was basically insinuating, yeah, I know what Darren's going to do with this, like, about how his week has been, but anyone can jump in and tell him about how your week has been.
Okay. So, well, I was going to, congratulations, listeners. 9 podcasts in, the 9 circles of hell. Well done.
Darren, how was your week?
My friend had a laptop.
What can I tell? See, listeners, I know what he's like. I think like him. He's my twin. He's just. I knew he was going to fucking do that.
No, I'm not copying Connor, but I actually did my back in this week. Connor broke his back last week, and now I broke my back this week. I wasn't gardening. I was my daughter, in her infinite wisdom, decided to lie down in between the lift doors after it opened. So I had to quickly, bend down to pick her up quickly, and in doing so, I didn't bend my back like the way I should have and bent my knee, so I lifted her up and I kind of like pulled a muscle in my lower left side. So I'm in incredible pain right now, but other than that, I'm doing quite well.
And interestingly enough, we don't normally have the host say how their week is because nobody gives a shit. But apparently, I actually had another breakthrough this week. I got my MMO to be rated. It's rated R.
How long is this running joke going to go on for?
I've got 2 more.
Christ.
I've got 2 more.
It cost an arm and a leg, is it?
Yeah, oh man, that was one of my ones that the price is going to cost an arm and a leg. Yeah, thank God you ruined it. Go away, I hate you. I got 1 more at least. I got 1 more, man. I'm not even going to say. I'll wait till next week. To the listeners can't wait. That's the way they tune in. Also, some other good news. We are the most popular podcast by 3 Irish guys, with 2 of them being twins, identical twins, and one of them called Connor. So congratulations.
You're clutching at niche metrics here, yeah.
The statistics don't lie, Connor.
Exactly. You don't lie. To be honest, someone next week will be an identical twin, and then like Connor will just beat us because nobody listens to this tripe. We still haven't got an email, and we're giving away free stuff.
But it's time limited free stuff, just in case. I don't want someone to come along one day and be like, "You owe me 10 copies of a game or something."
We never said that it's a free game, so we'll give you a free game. Team Porters 2. We'll be right back after sounds and stuff. I actually like conspiracy theories, not just because I don't believe them. I think they make for absolutely amazing fiction. And I just want to have a disclaimer. We're giving no validity to these claims. We're just purely talking about it from a nice story point of view. So I have a few here, and I just want to know your feedback on what you guys think. So I'll just do the first one on the list, and we'll let you guys talk about it, see what you think about it. All right. So here's one conspiracy theory, okay, that's going around the interwebs. Earth has been sucked into a black hole.
When? Yesterday? Like,
well, it's all relative here, you know what I mean? So, but no, 2012.
Okay, so
how did they scientifically test or prove this?
These are conspiracy theories here, Connor. It's not. This isn't the scientific community. So
I mean, in
basically,
2012, I did feel heavier, so I guess
I
maybe
did
we
like
were getting sucked into a
spaghetti.
black hole.
I
I
did
did
like my
spaghettify for
spaghetti.
like a day. Yeah, I turned into a spaghettification. I stretched like 100 miles long, and I thought this is very peculiar. Like, I feel a bit long today.
So the theory here is what happens is obviously we all know about the Mayans, the great Mayans, and they believed the 2020 was the end of the calendar, meaning the end of all time. So if a company ever stops making calendars, that's the end. That's official. But what they believe actually happened was CERN did a Higgs boson test, and they discovered it in 2012, and they believe that we just don't realize yet, but we're all like stuck in a black hole, and that's why things have gone so bad, apparently.
That's why the economy's gone to hell, yeah?
Oh shit! Will somebody please think about the economy?
So the inflation's gone up because food shortages and black hole. I like it.
Yeah, like I mean, the way like when COVID came out, like every second Monday was like, oh, the concern of COVID in the market. Same with the black hole. The market's going to be shook. They're shook. They don't like ambiguity in the
Well,
market.
yeah, I mean, you're if you have a dollar or a pound that stretches in a black hole, so like there's more of your pound and dollar there, like there's inflation.
The value of spaghetti has been devalued now because there's too much spaghetti.
But why did you believe it? Like, why did you believe? Oh, things have gotten worse because of we're in a black hole. Like, oh, that fucking COVID. I knew COVID was caused by a black hole.
I only briefly browsed over it, but I don't think there's any validity to claim. But there are, people on the internet. You know what I mean? Some people want to believe.
I do have one question, right? Because I know sometimes people make a claim and there's no story or intro or anything to it. Is this one of these ones where they've come up with their own warped logic for it?
Okay, so here's the story. So Bruce Willis, right, has to fly into a black hole and detonate a bomb, and he just stays there and he blows it up. There's your story, Connor. Does that suit your means and narrative?
No, I'm more meant to. Is it like just a one-liner that's growing legs, or has someone put like serious thought into this to try and explain it?
I mean, if someone put any type of serious thought into this, it's
no. Is it more like, man, I think we're all in a black hole, kind of high group of people high off their time, or is it, guys, I've got this theory, and then he has like a anonymous 2-page A4 page theory about why we're in a black hole,
smeared with shit. Yeah. Like written in shit with his finger. No, I think like all things in modern society, it's probably a tweet that's now gone viral. I don't know. I don't know I don't think there's a scientific paper on it with the top men investigating.
Tweet by a chatbot gone viral.
So what do you guys think about that one? What do you think about that one? Would it be a good movie?
Oh no! I mean, it would be better than that crappy Moon movie. I'll tell you that.
Maybe it's a sequel to Wandering Earth. It's a different way of moving the
Earth. Oh, don't! Yeah, the next movie. If the next movie has a black hole, I'm going to come right after you, Connor, and be like, "How did you know?"
I am the writer.
Okay, so it might be it'd be a nice doom porn movie anyway. They're going into black hole and everyone dies in the end.
I think it would be, the way you get B-rated movies. This would be more like a C or a D-rated movie. Like a couple of college students.
Sci-fi turned it down.
Is there going to be a section where there's a load of people running away from the black hole? Did they like close some doors in it?
Oh no! They're being chased and they jump like 50 miles into the air and land safely.
or everyone's waiting on the 2 American scientists to figure it out and to stop it, by putting twisters on the ears or something.
Yeah, the Wondering Earth 3. No, or they all build like an arc or something, and like, we're gonna fly away from the black hole. And it's like, yeah, but sucking in the ear, you're really not gonna get far.
Maybe you should do a Lost in Space and go through the black hole.
Well, what if the black holes are the friends we made along the way?
Yeah, maybe. Could be. I mean, it brings us all together.
Oh, only highbrow jokes in this.
This is a way to stop all conflicts in the world. Everyone will be united in being crushed by a black hole.
We'll all be together in the end. You know what I mean? Okay, so that was
1 point.
okay. We always talk about the singularity in IT. This is the true singularity. This is the end game. Okay. All right. Next conspiracy theory, the Hollow Earth theory.
I've heard about this one. This is because of Journey to the Center of the Earth. I mean, I think people believed that before that. I don't know much about the theory, but is it who wrote the novel? Do you know? Or
I think it was somebody.
I think I remember.
Daniel's previous joke has just been nullified by this.
Highbrow, lowbrow.
I think I've seen a documentary on this. So I think it was a Japanese documentary, right? And there was these guys, they were coming out of the center of the earth. And then there was this guy with a really powerful punch, and he could just punch it out. It's great.
So this is, I think, the 17th century theory that came out of 17th century by some people who did calculations that were wrong, and it basically said, the earth is actually hollow based on the weight, and it was all wrong. But there's people who still believe it, obviously.
Yeah, I think the book was Jules Verne. For any of our classier listeners want to know who wrote the Journey to the Center of the Earth. But yeah, I've heard about that theory about the center of the Earth. What, did he still believe it's dinosaurs or something, or lizard people, aliens? I guess this branches off into sub conspiracy theories.
It does, right? So one of the things is that what a lot of them people believe is that there's an advanced civilization that lived there. When they believed the Hollow Earth, they believed there was actually Another one is that when 2014 scientists came out and said, there's 3 times the volume of water in the earth, and that's actually in the ocean, and that's just in terms of minerals and stuff. But so people go, to see there's more water inside the earth, so it's all hollow, so it's obviously wrong. But the other thing is,
there's more water inside my glass. That means it's hollow.
and the other thing about it is they believe and it's not. They believe Nazis escaped there, and it's not because of the movie. They believe that before the movie, and they say, that movie was that what's that movie called? B-rated movie that Nazi were on the moon. And he made a sequel where Nazi were in the center of the earth, in the Hollow Earth, with dinosaurs.
I don't know.
I don't know what movies you're watching. Was it a sci-fi movie?
No, I don't know. I remember Nazis on the moon. Iron Sky. It was called. When the first one's called Iron Sky, and it was Nazis on the moon. They actually made the sequel where Nazis were in the in the Hollow Earth with dinosaurs, and in it Hitler was riding T-Rex.
Oh
yeah. so yeah, some people believe that movie was just to throw the scent off the real Nazis being in the So would that be? Well, we already know a movie was kind of made on it. we know it was kind of shite. So
someone probably watched it and thinks it's real, though.
Yeah, I mean, some people do. So what do you think about that story? Is it better than the Earth being sucked into a black hole, or worse?
I kind of enjoyed the Brendan Fraser Journey to the Center of the Earth movie.
No,
remember that one?
About...
No, do you know that one?
Yeah. Was it? The Rock was in the sequel, wasn't he? Dwayne Johnson was in the sequel. There was a sequel to Journey to the Center of the Earth with Dwayne Johnson. Yeah.
Is there?
You're gonna look like a fool now, Darren.
Oh man, there is. Dwayne Johnson was in it.
Yeah, it's called Journey to the Mysterious Island.
Well, no, I've never seen that one, but I don't want to see that one. Is that the one that had all the maymays? With The Rock, and he was in the car, or was that another movie? They pick.
No, that was the one where he had the aliens or something like that. Yeah. That was
Journey to which mountain, or was it Journey to? Is that part? is this a cinematic universe?
Oh, I don't think there's much cars in the center, Hollow Earth, so it definitely wasn't the Journey to. He drove into the center of the Hollow Earth.
Well, there could be a tunnel entrance that he has to go in.
I mean,
spirals down.
Yeah, I mean, surely there's an entrance to this hollow. Surely you can build a highway.
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's the real conspiracy. How much did the highway cost? And I mean, who's paid? Whose taxes are going towards this inter Hollow Earth highways?
What's the broadband like down there? Does it have much interference? Or?
Latency would be so low, wouldn't it? Because you'd be closer to the center. This is the tech topic. This is tech. But surely, if you're closer to the center of the Earth, the latency would travel not need to travel as far.
Yeah, I don't know. Some fella goes, I'm in center of Earth America, and you go, great, yeah, that's just next door, really, because we're in the center,
And surely
I-
then, like, if you were in, let's say, Ireland, and you wanted to connect to like the other side of the planet, going through the center of the Earth would be faster, wouldn't it, in terms of latency than going around the circumference?
I don't know. Ask Aircom.
I'll ask Aircom.
Aircom, they can't even get a cable down the road.
Yeah, I know, right? It's horrible. Okay, so the next one's actually a bit more. This is actually has actually some small validity to it, right? Okay, I'll just give you I'll give you the headline of what the article says, right? CIA documents claim Russian soldiers were turned to stone after shootout with aliens in Siberia.
Maybe they just froze from the cold.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Did they just freeze to death? And they're like, they turned to stone. It's like, you do realize they're just frozen. They're frozen commies.
Okay, so I'll tell you what happened. Actually, there is a CIA report that's like publicly available that's allegedly got detailed information from the KGB in 1993 in Siberia. 23 soldiers were killed by 5 EATs from a flying saucer after a deadly encounter.
Can I also remind you the CIA experimented with LSD?
This document was written while taking the LSD. Yeah, cool. Well, who knows?
And the KGB were probably like drunk off their asses when they reported this as well.
I mean, I could imagine someone like they hack into it and like the remote desktop and then goes, here, send this joke document here. Let them get that joke document that has about 23 soldiers turned to stone.
I mean, the thing about these conspiracy theories, right? Like, they're normally about hiding the information away and you digging in it. If the CIA publish it, it's like, what? It's like, guys, there's a conspiracy theory that the CIA and the KGB and there was this aliens, and it's like, now if they published a report, now obviously this is total nonsense, but I don't find, like, surely they're not like, oh, I know how to throw them off the scent. We'll release an official document stating that it's true. And you're like, you know, it's not a conspiracy theory then.
Well, the CIA document is legit, but yes, it's based on an alleged KGB file that was taken from, you know, like it's probably just some guy going, shit, he's a CIA agent, he's new, he needs to show some results, he hasn't got secure documents, so he wrote this up, and he gave it to them and goes, hey, this should shut them up.
And now, you know what I think it is? I think it's a Harry Potter fan fiction. Like the person in the KGB was writing some fan fiction, and someone found him, and he's like, "No, it is official document." No, this is
And
my
that's
fan
how
fiction.
Twilight happened.
But that's what I think happened. I think it was probably just like someone writing a fan fiction, and then all the KGB were like, "What is this? Like, are you writing on the job?" And he's like, "No, this is what actually happened. Like, I went to Siberia, and this is what I saw." And they're all like, "Oh my god, you saw aliens!" And then it just snowballed from there, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That's my conspiracy theory. KGB agents love their Twilight fan fiction.
That or it was a classic case of, I remember hearing, you know, when someone's new to a kitchen, I don't know if anyone's ever worked in the kitchen trade, but like sometimes there's plenty practical jokes to be pulled, and some of them might be, oh, go down to the hardware store and get a tub of elbow grease, or those kind of, you know, it sounds something a bit like that, or they might have been pulling his leg. You know, they wrote that up and go, here's my report, you write it up. And maybe the junior guy was, you know, didn't know and went, oh, okay, and just wrote it up. And then the Americans,
the KGB have a new weapon. It's a bucket of steam. How are they doing it? So the CIA spent billions on a bucket of steam.
So in the alleged encounter, what apparently happened is there was someone, one of the Russian soldiers saw the UFO flying. He released a surface-to-air missile. He took down the obviously interstellar spaceship from a single RPG, and they came down. The ETs got angry and turned most of them, bar 3 people, into stone. I don't know what happened to the ET, the aliens after that. The ship is down. Maybe they just got angry. The ship wasn't taken. I don't know. They probably just got pissed. I don't know. I'd be pissed if someone shot my flying saucer with an RPG.
Yeah, they travel. They travel across the galaxy, and yeah, a rocket propelled grenade, you know, missile or whatever, just takes down their shitty ship. I mean, I'd be more worried if the KGB or the Russians had, like, you know, alien technology. Like, ignore that. No, it's the people that turned to stone. That's where the real shit is.
Yeah, so that's the KGB alien stone story. All right, so next one that's actually it's an interesting one, but so the lost cosmonaut theory. You probably heard of that one.
think I've heard like a bit about that one. Yeah.
It's about the dog in space or something else.
It's so this theory claims that other than the successful attempts that the Russians have done, the Soviets have done during the space race in the 50s and 60s, they had a lot of failed attempts, but they just don't announce them for obviously you can't have many mistakes, so a lot of these failed lodges. Like for example, a lot of them went up, and some people got lost and stuck in space. Some of them came back down. Some of them went down to like deep space and never found again. But the theory was further like exacerbated because two Italian amateur radio people. I don't know what the word is. They basically they alleged that they got like they recorded the audio for these like 10 different occurrences, like lost cosmonauts, of people screaming and being lost and dying, coming back in with that. And there's obviously no paper evidence of this ever happened from the Russians. So they say, oh, lost cosmonaut.
I'd say that's
Oh, right.
100% true, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can well believe that. And I'd say the Americans probably did it as well, to be honest.
Ooh, CIA is going to come for you, Connor.
Well, they'll probably have to disclose it, or if it's not already disclosed, but you can guarantee you both sides had botched attempts, 100%.
Yeah, some of the interesting audio that came from it actually was like one of them was like the guy was again, this is all allegedly, we're not saying this is just purely fictitious. A guy apparently was saying like screaming, saying like he's going deeper, he can't, like the orbit was wrong, the calculations were wrong, he's not unable to get back, help me, and he just got radio silence because he just wanted to ignore him until he obviously went out of oxygen, waiting a few hours, and he's just screaming, saying all this type of stuff, and allegedly the recording is somewhere from these Italian recorders, of that occurring. But again, it's all.
But they never released it or anything like that.
Oh no, they wouldn't want to, evidence for their claim of them recording this.
Yeah,
Like
I think the only conspiracy here is to radio presenters trying to claim something that they didn't do. But as for
potential of it happening, yeah,
the potential of it happening, I can 100% see it. The bit that's dubious is the Italian radio presenters recording it.
I mean, they should really add more stone guys to the equation of the lost cosmonaut. That would have been more interesting. Like
no,
stone.
If you're Daniel, just add Ant and Deck as the radio people.
Yeah,
sure. So much validity there. But actually, speaking of space, I knew someone a while back who didn't believe in space.
Okay, so explain.
So they didn't believe space existed.
Okay. Thank you for that, Dan.
I mean, they didn't believe space existed.
Oh,
so the theory was space did not. No, they didn't believe that. They didn't believe these planets were real. They didn't believe anything. They thought it was just all fake and stuff like that. I guess she said that she just never believed it. She said she didn't understand it. She said she didn't think it was all real, like going to the moon and all that, and going, like, she said she didn't think space was real. That this is the planet and that's it. Like everything else is just like, I don't know, a painting on a sky. It's a skybox. We're in a giant. It's a giant. For those of you who don't know, a skybox is a game. Is basically like basically you take an image of a sky and you project it into a larger thing, so it looks like it's a big massive sky rather than that kind of thing. But yeah, they just believe that it was just like a video, a projection. I don't know what they believe, because I got really angry. It was their like going away thing, and I was just kept drinking. I got angry and I argued with them, and that's what he said. And I was just like, I'm not going to continue. I don't want to ruin your going away gig, but I'm just going to keep.
Are they going away to a mental asylum, or what was where were they
going?
going?
No, they got a job at NASA, and so.
Were they part of the crew that miscalculated with the European Space Agency the measurements for? Was that the Saturn rover? Which one was it?
I don't know. I know there was one that they made. They didn't do like kind of like a double check calculation. So the parachute is meant to deploy at like so many miles up in the sky. But what actually happened was the equipment. I don't know how true this is, but I laugh at people. The equipment returned to -1, and that was less than 100,000. So they just kind of opened. It's basically do underground. So it said, "Oh, open the parachute now," and it opened up way too soon, and obviously hit the ground at 600 miles an hour.
Yeah, that seems to. I mean, that I guess that happens when you have like new collaboration. All these like European Space Agencies and all these different systems working with NASA and stuff. But I guess those problems start to become less as you kind of. But they will still definitely happen.
what I find funnier about it is like in Linux when you get like generally the default, like sometimes the default behavior is -1 when something goes wrong, and then you get the error code then afterwards. So I had to laugh when he said -1 because it's like Linux, good old Linux. Yeah, good times.
But yeah, I mean, I can believe the cosmonaut theory just because you definitely not like like people definitely cut corners and definitely will want to kind of win the space race. So I can see them doing that.
Yeah. Okay, that was good. And okay, the last one, okay, has got to be.
The last one was the last one.
Oh, was that not the last one?
I don't know.
Well, this is the last one.
Okay, this is the last
This is a
one.
conspiracy. Speak, Connor. You just experienced the Mandela effect. Ooh, that's a conspiracy theory, isn't it, Daniel?
Yeah, it is. Actually, that's a good. That's another one that people believe that. There's various claims about, but one of them is basically every so often people obviously jump dimensions. I don't know how that happens, and then they rather than going on, human memory is flawed, but no, it's jumping dimensions is more realistic for these people. So yeah, like what was it, the bean stairs, the blind
the Bearstein, Bearstein or Bearstein or something. I never read it, so I don't even know which is the correct one. But people are going to come along and like it's Bearstein, it's something else. People believe, that but the reason why it's called Nelson Mandela is people believe Nelson Mandela died in the 90s or something.
Yes.
And when they found out he died, he actually died for real. They were like, I thought he died 20, 30 years ago. And it's like, oh, you're probably just misremembering. And then they're like, no, I'm infallible. I jumped dimensions. And it's like, oh, yes, that's a more plausible explanation.
Interesting fact. He met the Spice Girls.
Which one?
No, the Spice Girls. Like he met them all, Connor. Just the girls.
He met a Spice Girl. She gave good spices.
Right, last one. And don't say, was that not the last one? No, you said the Mandela effect. So the last one was, and it's actually my favorite because it's a good story anyway. The Montauk Project or Philadelphia experiment.
I knew you were going to talk about this. Like I was actually going to bring this up like 20 minutes ago, but I was like, he's going to talk about the
of course I am. It's my favorite. It's my favorite one. You know about this one, Connor, don't you?
I don't know because I'm probably getting it confused. Another one. I'm thinking of the one where they did an experiment with prisoners and guards, but I think that's totally unrelated.
I think that's the Stanford experiment, no?
Oh yeah, that's that one. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but that's not a conspiracy theory though.
No, they actually.
That was real. Yeah.
Come on, Connor, now step it up. Oh, but no, that's a Mandela effect, Connor. That's a different dimension.
Right. Just crack on with it. Just please tell us what it is.
Right, the Philadelphia experiment was an interesting story, again fictitious, where they tried to the real story was they tried to add in radar deflection, so you can't detect the ship right from radar. But what people believed to that when they said invisible from radar, they thought it was literally invisible. And what he said was the alleged thing that using electromagnetic stuff, they basically cloaked the ship, made it invisible. But when they uncloaked the ship, people were infused into the ship, like their arms were halfway through a door, and allegedly what they did was the people went. I can't say this with a straight face. They traveled through time. So the ship went to disappear for a minute, but they actually went into the future until 2147 AD, and then they had to do something to come back, and they came back, and then they realized that they can cloak. But it goes. There's a lot more in it. Like for example, afterwards, what they did allegedly, they figured out different dimensions and stuff, and they had all these experiments, and it's an interesting read. It's good sci-fi, but yeah, there's a lot in it. I'm sorry you didn't hear it. It's an interesting one.
So they got some magnets. They stuck them onto the ship. All of a sudden, they started infusing themselves into the walls. Bit of a.
I'm not joking. There's 200 pages on it, and some of the stories on it, from this kind of there's a guy famous for I can't remember his name, Al something. But what he did was he wrote a story, but in it he said one of the people on it who didn't get infused, one day he was sitting at dinner with his family, and he just stood up and walked through the wall and was never seen again. It's spooky stuff like that. That's interesting. Good story, good. Like M. Night Shyamalan, if you're listening, there you go.
I mean, I feel like doing that sometimes. Just getting up and just walking through, just getting through walking. Maybe he just needed to go to the bathroom, and it was the quickest route to the toilet.
He has this new power. He's part of an Avenger now.
He's an Avenger. He could go through walls and just go to the bathroom quicker. Quick and easy. And to do a tangent Do you remember John Titor?
Ah, that's another one. Yes, do tell, Darren. Do tell.
Yeah. Have you heard of this, Connor? This is like one of the most popular.
I don't know, but I'm really bad sometimes with names. So sometimes I go, no, I haven't a clue what you're on about. Then you start describing it, and then I go, oh, that's what he's on about. Right.
John Titor was in your class, Connor. You know,
Was he?
Yeah,
he's bad with
Yeah.
names, Connor. You know.
He wore sunglasses. He wore a leather jacket. He was acting a bit dodgy sometimes. No. One day he came into class, and then he was like, he had a beard, and then the next day he didn't have a beard, and the next day he did have a beard. He was a good crack. Yeah, he gave us all the answers to the exams. So John Titor was a popular kind of quote unquote time traveler, but you know, it wasn't. I think it wasn't really time travel. It was like more multi-dimensional, but technically he was going back in time, but it was a slight different dimension or something. And basically he stopped off. I can't remember what year this became popular, but he stopped on his way back to 1970s to get like some Unix machine or something like that, because apparently we never figured out like some bug. There was a P1 bug in 2032 that nobody could solve, so someone decided to fucking invent time travel to go back to 1978 to get the Unix
The issue
machine.
was that, you know, the 2037 bug, Connor, where in Linux it's a 32-bit time system. And no, he literally went back to IBM because they solved it, but in 1973, and he stopped off at 2004 on the way back to tell everyone on, and I think it was E-Bomb's World or something like that.
you know when you. But I gotta laugh. It's like, oh, how do we solve the 2037 bug? And it's like, well, we could just go to 128 bits or 64 bits. But you know, I prefer fucking going back in time, you know, to 1978 and just stealing an IBM machine.
Yeah.
But what about the butterfly effect? You know, they steal the IBM machine. Then what happens?
No, his theory of time travel was that you can't go back in time. You can only go back to a timeline that's very close to your timeline, so you can't change the past. That was the theory of his time travel.
Yeah,
it's
and
a
he
bit
gave
like
lots
Rick and
of.
Morty or something. You go back, mess up someone else's timeline, and go back to your own.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it was the Rick and Morty creator pretending to be a time traveler to pitch his idea for a new series. But yeah, it was. It gave lots of predictions, and I can't remember. Like, but I'm pretty sure most of them were probably debunked by now. Because
one of the
but
ones
his
was
excuse,
Civil War. Civil War.
yeah, Civil War in 2008. But I think he was like, "Oh, this timeline is similar." But it's one of those crappy cop out things where it's like, "This is what can happen." But by the way, I come from a different timeline, so if it doesn't happen, I'm still correct. You know, like fucking Nostradamus.
I hate them ones.
Yeah. Someone from the east is going to do something bad. It's like, ooh. Everyone from the east.
I love the the Fatima one. The Fatima is like the old lady who apparently saw like the third visions of.
You mean old lady Baba? Isn't
Oh yeah, Baba Vaga. Baba Vaga. Yeah.
Baba Vaga. Yeah. You're thinking of Baba Vaga. Yeah. I can't remember what predictions they were.
Oh no!
again.
Every year, like Baba prediction like comes through. It's like she keeps making new predictions. I can't believe this. She's been dead like so many years now. I can't believe she keeps coming out with these new things. Like it's so stupid.
Cheese Pope's non E-bombs world. It's fucking amazing. It's
Okay,
going to
the podcast in itself now. We won't be okay. Yeah, we'll be right back after sounds and things.
And the sound of an octopus predicting the World Cup.
So it's quiz time. Let's hear from Darren on last week's quiz.
So the first one was "It's a Fine Living," which you two got quite kind of right away, which was "It's a Wonderful Life." And the next one was the tricky one. It was Story Time, Pussies, Occultists, and IKEA Furniture. And that was and the answer to that was The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
That was a good one. I must admit, I did not get that one because I was so fixated on the absurdity of what it is. I couldn't connect the dots. I really couldn't.
I just wanted to know which bit of IKEA furniture wardrobe it was. Yeah, was it a bitty bookcase?
It was a PAX. You could fit the entirety of Narnia in it. This podcast is sponsored by IKEA. No, it's not.
No, we don't get sponsors with 40 viewers.
We have that many? Wow.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Also, we're on YouTube now, everyone. If you haven't realized, please go to YouTube. Okay, for this one, I've got two badly worded movie titles. Okay. So the first one, are you guys ready?
Nope.
Okay. So, That Society Never Skips It That
What?
society never skips it. Do you want the answer?
No, hold on. The society never skips it.
That society never skips it. So okay, so it's not just like it's not just it's not what you did and just looked up different words for for each one. Like, oh, lion is a pussy. Oh, great, I'm gonna use that one. It's not that. It's
But
kind
it
of
is it.
no, well, yeah, it is. But my one's describing what it is. Like, kind of describes the title of the movie, not the
Say
content
it
of the
again.
movie. That society never skips it.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, write your answer down, Darren. Connor, do you know?
Okay.
I don't think I do, but
Oh, you're gonna say like Mrs. Doubtfire again, aren't you? No, that's not what. No, just so
But
we
they
know,
never
Darren
skip
said,
it.
no, Darren said, white men can't jump.
That's a movie.
Okay, Connor just said that film where once a year everyone kills each other, and then he puts Forrest Gump ? You're thinking of The Purge, and I don't remember Forrest Gump killing everyone once a year. I'll write the answer now, and you guys will probably moan about it, but here we go. Bam, there you go.
did go to
Answer given.
Vietnam.
That society
mean-
never skips it.
I mean, you said it's describing the title though. That
Yeah.
society never
Okay,
skips
so
it.
the
I mean,
key
yeah, I
word
get,
here is
yeah. I
yeah.
get what
Okay,
you- I
okay, you
get
get
where you're
me.
fucking-
It's
I
a
get
good
where
one,
you're
isn't it?
coming
It's a good
from.
one. It's a good one.
It's
It's a good one.
bullshit. It's crap.
The next one's
I
much
think I just want to give away Team Fortress 2. Yeah.
All right, the next one is those animals sure are quiet. Now, that's an easy one.
Oh yeah.
Connor's gonna get it. I know he's gonna get it. Don't say Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah, that's correct. Connor got it.
Yeah.
Connor got it. Yeah, so easy. That was was fairly easy now. So that was a nice easy one. Darren didn't say anything, so he just copied Connor's answer. But yeah, no, that was
He's working smarter, not harder.
yeah. Okay, so we'll be right back after stuff and things again. I guess that's my new thing when I edit every segment. Stuff and things. Yeah, because I don't know what the editor's going to do.
You're the editor. You
You're
suck.
the editor.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do. That's Daniel of tomorrow, not
No,
Daniel of tonight.
no, Daniel's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm not feeling too well. Could we edit the episode?"
I actually wouldn't be surprised if I'm not well.
And then we'll be
I
like,
feel
oh,
something
great,
coming on right now.
Yeah, because we have two 30-minute recordings to go through. Is that why?
Yeah, well, we can't say what we recorded because we don't know what's being cut or not. So this is where I didn't even bother saying what this podcast is going to have. We'll let the people endure it for 30 minutes. How about that? But yeah, we'll be right back after stuff and things.
Am I meant to stop the recording? Or
Yeah, you meant to stop the recording, Connor. That was kind of. Today we talked about stuff, things, whatever. So, guys, what are you guys planning to do?
What did you guys talk about? That's gonna be for guys like, oh, guys, what did you talk about? I don't know. We talked about fucking everything.
I don't care anymore.
I don't care.
All right.
What my plans for this week? Yeah, my back is killing me, so I'm just going to be screaming in pain for the next 24 hours probably. Other than that, I don't know.
I think for me, I'm going to more tightly script the next episode so I don't have hours of editing in front of me.
Well, I'm editing this and pretty sure, it's going to be pretty straightforward. Plop it together and send it off, Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Sure, be grand.
Also, for our listeners, we have a Hitman Let's Play video coming soon. When will that be available?
The long version or the short version,
Wow, the answer of the actual video.
I don't know. I don't know.
Sure,
How do you know though?
Come on, the viewers are listening. Do you want to know when this Let's Play is? All 60.
By the time this is out, probably.
Yeah.
So if you're that Belgian listener who keeps listening to us, catch our Hitman YouTube video. I don't know why you haven't emailed us. Maybe you just don't understand what we're talking about and you like our student voices. I don't know anymore. Nobody emails us. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to send them into virtuallyredundant@gmail.com. We will be
Or if you have any mail enhancers or anything, please email us.
If you want to spam us, please. No, So next week our host will be Connor. Any topics you have in mind, Connor, for next week's podcast?
I might actually try and talk about tech for once. That'd be interesting.
I don't think we're a tech podcast anymore. I don't think people are listening for tech. Unless that one Belgian guy is listening and going, when did I get to the fireworks?
When are you going to get to during your like talks? It's like talking about either conspiracies or like, when are you going to talk about technology? Don't worry, there will be a payoff one day.
Technology only comes up every third episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Dan will just go up on many tangents. Connor tries to
Excuse
stick
me,
to
my foot flavored soda was very tech driven.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, thanks for dropping in. We'll be back next week with myself, Daniel. Goodbye. Connor back out.
All right.
What?
Sorry, he said I would myself, Daniel. That's how you were listening to people like myself, Daniel, and Connor. And I'm like, hey, fuck you, you forgot my name.
No, I was okay. Listen, I was trying to be a bit more classy, saying we will be back next week. Myself, Daniel, goodbye, and then I say Connor, and then he said goodbye, and then I say Darren and goodbye. But you fucked it up. You just fucked it up. I give up. I don't care anymore.
I don't understand.
Okay, I'm just trying to be a bit classy, right?
Very classy listeners.
We'll be back next
Our
week.
foot fetish soda listeners.
This is me, Daniel. Goodbye, Connor.
Oh yeah. Grand, yeah. Sure, talk to you later. Like.
And Darren.
Bye bye.